Welcome to FiddleHed Fiddle Lessons. I'm now going to show you how to bow. We start with just the bow. I don't even have my fiddle right now, and I'm going to show you how to place it in your hand, how to do we'll do some air bowing to kind of warm up, kind of practice the motion, and then we'll bow on the strings and learn some simple rhythms to practice bowing with. So we bow with our right hand. So if we were to have our fiddle bow with our right hand, right arm, left hand fingers. For now, just hold your bow, okay? Hold it. We're gonna place, using the left hand, place the bow on the right hand. Use the one to help the other. Hold out your right hand. And now, it's gonna form a bit of a triangle in your right hand. All right, so if I take this knuckle of my index finger and place it at this point on the bow, and then take the very end of the bow and place it where the pinky is, roughly, we get a little bit of a triangle effect. I don't know if you can see that, like the palm and the bow tilted, get a little bit of a triangle. All right, I'm gonna hold the bow by the wood so you can see it better, and then place your thumb in this little nook in the bow there. Okay? Make sure you can see it okay. Fingers are curved. Even your thumb is curved. A lot of people do something like that. That will be uncomfortable after a long time. So we want to have everything be super relaxed, just super comfortable, like you're holding a pen. You don't have to grip that pen very hard. All right? Your fingers, the tips point down towards the frog. This thing is called the frog. That's not that important. The bottom of the bow. And the knuckles all point up. Get this down, it's good. This is hard for some people. Sometimes a beginner hold is taught in which your thumb goes here. So if you're struggling with keeping your thumb in this little nook, you can try the beginner hold. But I figured I'd just show you the regular hold first. Maybe that'll work for you right off the bat. So study that a little bit. And the next thing we'll do is some air bowing. You've heard of air guitar, right? We're gonna do that with bowing. We're gonna go up and down. Notice how your wrist moves. Keep the bow in a straight line. A sword, brandishing a mighty sword. And as you go up, your wrist, I'm gonna exaggerate for now, it tends to bend that way. As you go down, it bends that way. All right? And once you do that a little bit, then do it side to side. Good. Okay, now we're about ready to bow. So, are you still there? Okay, good. Pick up the fiddle, hold the left hand here. We're not even gonna bother fingering. I recommend not fingering for at least a week, more if you can do it. And just gonna go to the string second from the left on your fiddle. It's called D. I want you to bow in the middle of the bow, this area. Very short little bows, back and forth. The bow should be roughly parallel to the bridge. This is called the bridge. You can use a mirror to check that on your own. I recommend using a mirror. And if you can accomplish this, you're already well on your way. If you can get a halfway decent sound. If you're having trouble and maybe if your bow's not parallel to the bridge, you'll get some weird sounds. If your bow's too close to the bridge, you get that. So you want it to be kind of between the bridge and the fingerboard. Again, that's the D string. if you're looking at your strings, it's the one second from the left. Short little bows like that are probably the easiest thing you can do. If you've already done other instruments, those would be eighth notes. Try it on the string to the left. All the way to the left is called G string. And then the A string. All right. Okay, good. Now we'll learn a simple rhythm. Actually, no, we'll first go back to the D string. Now make those notes twice as long, otherwise known as quarter notes. So like. And check in. Is your hand relaxed? Is your shoulder relaxed? You don't want to be hunched up with your shoulder. You want your elbow to kind of hang loose, kind of pointing roughly towards the ground. See if you can get your wrist involved. That's actually sort of advanced, but if you can, that's good. Why don't we even practice this as an air bowing exercise? The slower notes, try to get those to sound good. Remember to breathe. Maybe take a deep breath before you start. Okay, good. Now we're going to learn a pattern called tucka. It's 4 shorts, 2 longs. So on the D string it'll be. We'll use that pattern a lot. Let's try it on the G string to the left of that. Let's go to the A string, which is second from the right, and try tucka there. Maybe you're hitting another string by accident, like the D string. You don't want to be. You want to just be playing the A. What you have to do is adjust this angle away from the D. So the D would be here, the A would be here. So this is a good thing to go into a little bit. Place the bow on the strings. We're not going to even move the bow back and forth. We're just going to practice rocking it all the way to the left, which is G string, all the way to the right slowly, which is E. Just do that. If you do this is an incredible exercise. It'll really help you. Because you'll learn the angle, the right hand angle of the bow you need to play each string. You could even do rock one string at a time. G to D, D to A to E. Okay? So again, if you're trying to play on one string and you're playing on another, this will help. There will be a follow-up lesson from this which goes into more detail on how to do string changing. So now go back to A, try tucka there again. Tucka, tucka, tucka. Short, 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 long, long. Short, 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 long, long. Now go to the string all the way to the right and try tucka. Alright? You can practice that a whole lot more on each string. Okay? I'm now going to give you another rhythm called Hoedown. And it's long, short, short, long, short, short. If you're interested in learning fiddle music, both of these rhythms, Hoedown and tucka, are very useful, but come up over and 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 over again. Okay, so here's Hoedown. long, short, short. Note that's on D. By the way, I didn't talk about how to hold the fiddle, a few notes on that. You want to generally have your chin on the chin rest and kind of pin it against your shoulder. You want to be able to hold it without your left hand. At least that's the way I play. There's some people who hold it entirely with their left hand, hold it off, and that's fine. I teach this way because it frees up your left hand to move up and down the neck so you can play any style of music. If you got interested in classical music, you could do that, or harder bluegrass, you could do that, or jazz fiddle, you could do that. So you're not as limited. So I teach this way. The old time players play like this, which is fine for old time music if that's all you're interested in. Yeah, and there's actually advantages to this too. If you do a lot of singing, you know, being able to hold it off the fiddle away like this. Even if you do, like I actually use this a little bit if I want to sing and play or alternate. Anyway, going back to the task at hand, being able to do this is a good first step for any fiddler, I think. All right. I use a shoulder rest, a little thing that attaches that'll helps hold it. Mine looks like this. Mine's a Mach 1. There's all kinds of different ones. There's some that are really high tech, make it really easy to hold. So anyhow, fits on like that. And I like it because it's just easier on my body. All right. So going back to the D string, Hoedown. A string, Hoedown. E string. G string. The last thing I'll give you in this intro to bowing lesson is something called throwaway bow to build your tone. The bow moves to your right. We say it's down bow, and the left is up bow. We're going to do throwaway down bow on D string. That's throwaway. Here it is again. Place the bow, kind of a nice healthy bow, and let it ring out and really build. You're trying to get a nice singing sound. This is one of the best things you can learn to do when we come to learning tunes and scales and other things. We'll use this to make them sound better. It's also like the thank you, good night effect. Thank you, good night. The end of the concert. You can try it up bow. You can do little ones. Let's do a quick little up bow. Or down bow. Alright? And then once you practice that, you take that sound, but you don't throw it away. You just keep the bow on the strings. And voila, you have a better sound. Try it with tucka now. That same big sound that you achieved with throwaway, bring it to the tucka pattern. Alright, I think that's it for this introduction to bowing video. I hope you had a good time. See ya! Thanks for watching the video. Love you.
Excellent!